Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be careful with put-downs. Got an email here from a viewer. He says, "Hey Coach Corey, I've been out in the world applying the dating skills and principles you taught me with growing success. And it's not that I'm hunting so much as meeting girls everywhere I go and just keeping the interaction simple and fun." Good job, dude. He says, "I like to have fun and laugh, so pretty soon I get the whole room laughing and we all have fun. I do make mistakes and also make an ass of myself at times. It's okay, dude. You're going to fail. Not every woman that you meet is going to want to sleep with you. That's just the way it is. As a matter of fact, most of the women that you meet aren't going to want to date you and sleep with you. But it's the best way to approach it. The best way to approach it is to assume that they all want you and act accordingly until they communicate to you otherwise. And then when they leave, you just, hey, it's their fucking loss. They're going to miss out on your amazingness and your awesomeness. It's their loss. And you really feel that way." He says, "And that is why I am learning, because I do the mistakes. As an aside, I'm 30 and I'm looking for a girl in her 30s who is mature and intelligent because that's sexy to me." He says, "I don't like the chickies generally. In other words, chicks that just go on and on and on for hours and hours about nothing. You want a woman that's got a brain and who actually talks about intelligent subjects." I totally feel you there. It's like, I'm not interested in bubblegum talk with a girl. I don't care how fucking hot she is. If she doesn't have a brain and is not up on current events and she's not sharp and she doesn't believe in herself and she doesn't have goals and outcomes and she's not doing something she loves, like, I'm not interested. And unfortunately, most people in this world are not living a life that they're truly capable of. Most people tend to major in minor things. And as you grow and you become more successful, the quality of the women you're able to attract and that you want to date actually goes up. And so if you're just starting out, the kind of women that you would love to date today, 6 months, a year from now, you wouldn't even give them the time of day. He says, "My recent learning came in the form of a very difficult and upsetting experience when I scared a younger 20-something because I said to her, 'Excuse me, honey, will you watch my bag while I use the restroom?' This was after chatting with this stranger for an hour and listening to her tell me about herself. I didn't have much romantic feelings for her, but I enjoy talking when I go to her work to get coffee. I'm noticing this problem somehow developed out of pure ignorance and the social stigmas with it, and that is using the terms of endearment with women I hardly know. I call ugly women honey as well as pretty women. I like to call them a different name every time I talk to them. Mostly it's fun. We all laugh, and usually it works to great effect with women I like. This is my make up a nickname for every girl and change it and cause the circuitry to go nuts. But I'm noticing when I use the honey or baby, it is having a negative effect with many women. I'm learning this." Well, he says, "Are there these kinds of terms of endearment reserved only for exclusive and serious relationships?" It all depends upon how you're going about it, because you can say honey and baby and you can sound condescending and arrogant. And if you're dealing with women who have a high self-esteem, they're going to assume that you're just being playful. But women who tend to have a lower self-esteem and who perceive themselves as having lower status or lower value in their eyes when they compare themselves to you, when you make fun of them or you tease them or you're playful with them, they'll actually take it personally and feel like you're putting them down and trying to make them feel stupid. And when that happens, they feel like, oh, this guy doesn't like me and he thinks I'm a piece of shit. And then they're going to walk away, even if they liked you. He says, "In my ignorance, I was trying to be sweet to all women when some of them thought I was putting them down or were frightened by such names." He says, "The nicknames is working like a classic for me. I pretty much developed my own style with this. Then go with it. If it's working for you, go with it." The idea is that everything I teach gives you a tool in a toolbox. I don't want you to be a robot or say exactly the same things that I do. I mean, the way I talk is the way I talk. And it works for me. Now, you might not be able to say the same kinds of things authentically that I do, and so use what's... The idea is you got to come across as being authentic when you speak and being real. But if you sound like you're spouting off a bunch of drill or a bunch of memorized lines or memorized routines, you're not going to get very far. He says, like I said, though the baby and honey is getting me into trouble, what are the acceptable boundaries with these words? There is a double standard that women can call men these things. It's a case-by-case basis. And what this tells me is and obviously just like you said, you're learning. So your sensory acuity is not at the point where you can say these things in a way consistently that creates attraction with all women, because you're having a hard time recognizing women who have a high self-esteem and women who have a low self-esteem. And so sometimes you're interacting with them and you're saying things to women with a low self-esteem that you should reserve for women who have a high self-esteem, because when you say things that comes across as a put down, and you're going to get rejected because the girl basically gets the impression that you're arrogant and you're a male chauvinist and you don't have a very high opinion of women. He says, I had the police called on me this morning and experienced an extreme overreaction. Was banned from a place for a year that I was getting coffee. I was slammed against the police and treated like a criminal because I let honey slip out in a casual way. I will add to that I have a certain quirk of my personality and humor that some girls hate me and many more love it. It's a little bit on the weird side, but not creepy to the best of my knowledge, because 75% of the women and men I meet openly, and they make a point of praising my sense of humor and laugh all over the floor with me. Some women comment to me very openly, I'm having fun, or this is fun. I'm always interested in what you have to say. Thanks for your help. Well, obviously, if you obviously are not telling, you left some details out here, dude. You didn't just walk into a coffee shop and call a girl honey and she called the police on you. Obviously something else was going on there, and I don't know what it is, but you obviously did and said something that was really appropriate and caused women. So like I said, I can't tell what you did and I can't give you any corrective action from it, but like I said, it wasn't because you just called a girl honey and she called the police on you. There's obviously a lot more to it, and like I said, I can't give you advice on that particular aspect of it, but the one thing I will say is that obviously you're probably being too aggressive, being too arrogant, too condescending, and being mean to women in a way, and probably coming off as a little creepy at times. And like I said, it's, for it to get to the point that it did, it's like I said, it's like, dude, you need to relax a little bit. And like I said, if certain things are working for you, then use it. But if honey and baby is getting you into trouble, like I said, I don't know what else you actually did or said because you haven't revealed it. And typically most guys, when they write in, is they always try to gloss over and make themselves, it's like in essence they try to polish a turd when they're trying to explain something to me. And so you obviously did something, and I know you know what it is that you did, and it wasn't just saying honey or baby to a girl. So like I said, repetition is the mother of skill and practice makes perfect, and I would definitely say if you got the police called on you, you should definitely tone it down a notch or two. So if you have a question you want to ask me, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which will be on the left-hand side of your screen, and send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max, and just give me several days to get back to you with a response. If you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. You can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, which will be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, on my website, underneath the email sign-up box is a box that has a link that will take you right to the Amazon Kindle download page for my book. Once you get there, if you don't have a Kindle device, just download one of their free e-reader apps for whatever electronic device you want to read my book on. And if you appreciate the value of the information I offer in these video newsletters, the articles on my website, and my ebook, you can show your appreciation right now by going to my website, and on the Wibia toolbar at the bottom of your screen, click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information. And I will talk to you soon.